Hey team, Ange here, osteopath and founder of the A-Life, and I hope you will be joining us October 23rd for our Unlock Your Squat workshop. But it's still a couple of weeks away and we have got so much to cover in that workshop, specifically on drills that you can do to improve your squat. So I want you to do a few things now to get started between now and then, and you can already start your squat journey. All right, so first of all, spending time in the squat is the easiest and most effective thing you can do, as well as the drills that we will go through in the workshop. So finding a comfortable squat is imperative so that our nervous system and our body can relax and we make it a useful task, because we want the body to adapt. And it's not going to adapt if we're uncomfortable, if we're in pain, and we can't stay there for very long. So these are the tools you're going to need: is a towel or a big towel or a rug or something like that that you can kind of roll up. Or if you can't get your heels down even further, maybe a block or a book, and I'll go through that. But before we just dive into the options on finding a comfortable squat, what I want you to do straight away is take a photo, take a before photo. So what I recommend, it doesn't matter if you can't get your heels down, doesn't matter if you can't get very low, is take a photo from the side. You can get your friend to do it, your roommate. Hands can just rest in front, looking straight ahead. Take a full breath and take a photo where you're at, because what's important is when we start to work on the things that will help us find a more comfortable, a more deep squat, they're very small changes over time. Yeah, they're not going to be super obvious. So I have been taking photos of my squat for over years. Sometimes they might be a month in between, sometimes they're 6 months, sometimes a year. But the sweet thing is I can look back now and I have a photo of myself 3 years ago, and I have a photo that I did a month ago, and the changes are so cool. I can see my lower back is more flexible. I can see my knee flexibility is better. My center of gravity is in a better position as well. And then I also know I feel more comfortable and I can spend longer in that position. I can have my meal in the squat. I can read a book comfortably, whereas there's no way I could have done that just 2 or 3 years ago. All right, so the first one, adaptation or regression that you can do to make your squat comfortable. So if you've got a book or some yoga blocks, and also just getting into the squat, if you find it's hard from standing, I'm going to show you here. You can just start on all fours like this, walk your heels up to the block, push yourself back with your hands, and find a squat here and just relax. It's important that you find a level where your heels can make contact with the ground, rather than start building up time in your squat like this, right? Because we're using a lot of muscles here, we're not going to feel super comfortable. Alternatively, from the book, you can do a towel and you can just put your heels on top of the towel, and same thing, spend time here. And you can look around, you can kind of lean a little left or right, you can find a book. I often get a timer on my phone, just the normal timer. I'll press start and I'll build up. Maybe it's 1 minute to start with. Then I might try and aim for 5 minutes. And then when I start to feel like, oh, all right, I think I'm getting some tingling or a bit of stiffness, I'll just lean forward, kind of shake it off, and take a break. Okay, so the second position I want to show you is using something stable, like perhaps a door frame, something really steady, or if you've got a heavy table, you may be able to use the leg of the table or a stair rail, something that is quite sturdy. And then the same thing here. So let's say in a normal squat, your heels won't come down, but you've got to keep yourself forward. Hold on to whatever that thing is in front of you and lean yourself back, holding on, and then start to pull it up towards you so you can bring your center of gravity a little bit more over your feet. And you can then breathe, you can roll forward and back. This one is specifically good if, let's say, you can get your heels down, but when you do it, you feel like, oh, I'm going to roll back this way. That's when using something like a door rail can be helpful. And again, you'll get your timer out and make sure your feet aren't too narrow. Don't worry too much right now, between now and the workshop, about the positioning of your feet. We'll talk about that more in the workshop, but I just want you to find something that's comfortable for you now. And if you find trouble getting into the squat from standing, this is also a really good drill where you can hang on here, lean back a little bit, and start to walk yourself up. Take a break, keep leaning back, pulling the bar towards you, and bring yourself down. And you can do this again, up, 2, takes a lot of pressure off your knees. If we need to work on your knees a little bit, let's say you've had a knee surgery and getting into this position is a bit apprehensive, a little bit scary, grab hold and take some weight out from your hand into your hands. And then let's say you do 5 of these, and then you can do your minute squat, taking some deep breaths at the bottom. Okay, so they are your tasks to do straight away. Take your before photo, find your regression, your adaptation to make your squat comfortable. If you can get your heels down, perfect. Start spending time every day in your squat. Use your timer, get a few minutes done every day, and we will see you at our workshop October 23rd on Saturday morning, 9:30, to go through even more drills that are going to blow your mind, I'm sure. Can't wait to see you, and we'll catch you soon.